This is Dan Tortora in this edition of Peeling Back the Orange with the coach of the offensive side of the ball, and that being Jeff Nixon. Jeff, how are you?
Good, doing great.
So we hear so much, and I got to talk to you a little bit in fall camp about it, but of your experience in the NFL, what so far this season has kind of spoken the most to this team when you're trying to translate and create this offense? What from the NFL do you feel like has kind of sunk in the most to these guys?
I think the hard work and preparation you have to put in during the week. You know, we run a pro-style offense. We run every run scheme. We run a lot of different pass schemes. So, like, the guys have to be able to put in the work and study and love football. You know, they have to do more than what they're asked to do in the building, in order to be successful. So our guys have done a nice job all year as far as, studying the weekly game plan, studying the film of our opponents, on their own. We have some guys like Cal McCord who live in the building pretty much 24/7 right now during the season, just preparing, just trying to give ourselves the best chance possible on Saturdays to have success.
So being an offensive coordinator with this team, you left so many years in the NFL. Normally guys do the opposite. They spend time in college and they want to get in the NFL. What made you want to come to Syracuse and join Fran?
I always see myself as a collegiate coach. I kind of got in the NFL and fortunately, got a chance to coach 15 years in that league. But I grew up in State College, BA, so I've always thought of myself more as being a collegiate coach and having the opportunity to work on Coach Brown's inaugural staff here at Syracuse was just too good to pass up. Brandon and I had a great relationship from our time together at Baylor. So when he got the job, very fortunate. I was one of the first calls that he made. Offered me the job, and was really, really excited about the opportunity, to coach at such a prestigious, institution, Syracuse.
We've seen this offense develop under you. We've seen different focuses at different times during the season. How would you describe, with this record of 6-2, what this offense is right now?
We try to just attack the defense on a weekly basis. Whatever we think, where we need to attack. Wherever the defense is weak at, we try to take advantage of it. So, again, it's an offensive system. Like, we want to have balance. We want to be able to run the ball when necessary. We want to be able to obviously throw the ball when necessary. So, we have a great offensive staff. It's not just me. We all put our minds together, throughout the week and try to come up with the best game plan possible to put our guys in the situation to win the game on Saturdays.
With Quintin Allen, we've seen an uptick in his usage. What was the plan kind of in those first few games? Like you said, you look at the offense and you look at the defense you're going up against, and you create your offensive opportunities based off of that, which makes total sense. But was there a want to maybe hide him a little bit, or just like save him for certain areas? Because we know how talented he is, but there were times where he had not as much opportunity.
Well, I thought, especially at the beginning of the year, like, we had some really talented running backs. Unfortunately, we're nicked up a little bit right now. But it was more of a little bit more by committee. Probably at the towards the beginning of the year, as compared to maybe the last 4 or 5 weeks. But because we also knew we wanted to keep LeQuint fresh for the long haul, like for November and December. Especially when you have other good players in the backfield. So. He's really working hard on his game. I mean, he's done a tremendous job, developing into a great pass protector. I think he's second in the country in running back catches right now. I think he has 42. Just broke the school record. Which is awesome for him. For running back catches, and then obviously he's getting a little bit more carries than he did at the beginning of the year. So it wasn't really a conscious effort. The last couple of weeks, kind of just happened again. We tried to put together the best plan, whatever it's going to take to win a game. Like I said, whether it's 50 throws or 50 runs, like whatever it takes. Like I said, we just want to win by one more point on Saturday to win the ball game.
In the passing game, plain and simple, is Cal McCord an NFL quarterback?
Oh, absolutely. The kid loves the game, lives in the building, has the makeup, can make all the throws. He's going to have a long career in the NFL. I think he has the intangibles. I think that's what it really takes at that level, at that position. Like, you got to have some intangibles, and like he's just smart. He's never too high. He's never too low. He's just a constant professional and strives to be the best that he can be on a daily basis, which is really fun to see.
You have a lot of weapons offensively to work with. You have Aranda Getz in the second, Trevor Pena, who I'm very happy how much you're using him, because I know he's worked to be healthy. And then you look at guys like Jackson Meeks, Umari Hatcher, and then there's that Zeed Haynes element as well. So just what you could say about all of the different weapons, Dan Valari, just what you have to play with in your tool chest, so to speak, and what it means for Zeed to be back in the building.
Like I said, we have a lot of weapons, a lot of competition, on a weekly basis, so no one can really feel too comfortable, in their position, because we have some depth at, pretty much all positions on the offensive side of the ball, so, we feel good about our depth. Our skill guys have done a terrific job. When their numbers called during a particular week, they've shown out. They've shown out and had big games. So we tried not to game plan as much as trying to get the ball to sometimes it just happens that way. I think Cal McCord has done a really good job of spreading the ball around, going through his progressions, reading the concepts that we call, and like I said, fortunately for us, we've been able to spread the round, and some guys have made some good plays, throughout the season.
So for you, this coming to this team, there's guys that were returning and guys that were new coming in. You didn't experience what that was like from last season to this season, but how have they all gelled together? How have your tight ends and your receivers, your running backs, as well as Kyle in the offensive line, how do you see these guys gelling in the reality that we live in, with the fact that the transfer portal gives you transfers, you have your true freshmen, you have your returning guys, and it might look good on paper, but if the team doesn't have a good culture and they don't like each other, they can't function. So how has it all kind of come together?
Yeah, that's one of the things when talking to a recruit, I tell them, like, we have great kids on this team. Really, really good people. Like, there isn't one person on our team who I'd say, man, that kid, you don't want your son to be around. That starts with that, and Coach Brown has set the culture here where guys are pushing for each other, and it's all about the team first, and our guys have bought into that. And you have to, except when you got talented guys like Aranda and the Quint and Cal and Hatcher, there's only one ball though, so they have to be really team oriented and push each other to be the best that they can be, and they got to be ready when their number's called, because we tell them, like, you never know when a particular game you might get 15 targets, and you got to be ready, so our guys have done a nice job with that throughout the year, and they've gelled together, and like I said, they've been really fighting for each other and playing as a team.
This last game, Dan Valari went under center. Got to see him run the ball, put a little wildcat type of situation. What type of weapon is Dan Valari to you?
Dan is a really good athlete. He has size, he can run, he gets speed. Obviously, he can throw the ball, being a former quarterback. He can block on the line of scrimmage, he can block in the backfield, he can run routes from wide receiver, tight end, backfield. So he's a very, very valuable piece for us on the offensive side of the ball. And I like the way, he has been patient, as far as going from somebody who touched the ball, probably 150 times last year to this year, having to kind of wait his turn. And he's done a nice job with the opportunities that he has. And glad he's on my team. Like I said, he gives us that kind of that Army, Swiss Army knife, where he can do a lot of things for us, especially coming down the stretch here.
Before I let you go, your relationship with Frank, because the head coach gets the final say, but he's trusting you as the offensive coordinator to run this thing. How has the conversation been back and forth? And he says he harasses the players, he has fun with the players. What's the relationship that you have with Frank?
Oh, it's been great. He lets me know I'm the head coach of the offense, so he never tells me what to call. It's all on me. So obviously he has input. He's the head coach, and he likes to, obviously we go into the week of, what is our plan to win like this particular game as a team, and it's my job as an offensive coordinator to try to envision what he has planned for the week and make the game plan around how we going to win this particular game, and he's allowed me to do that. So we have a great relationship. He's shown great leadership on this for our team on all three phases of the ball, and like I said, I'm really excited about these finishing down the stretch here and the opportunity we have to go out and play some tough opponents here to finish up the season.
Biggest thing you've learned about yourself as an offensive coordinator?
Biggest thing is, for me, football's football. I mean, I guess I've been offensive coordinator before at college, at the NFL. Thing I really like, I said, I just really like our players here. I mean, I really like what they're all about. We work hard. They bring their lunch bell every single day, to work. They believe in preparation and detailing their work, and their hard work is paying off. So hopefully that will continue these last 4 weeks of the season.